Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to read your own death certificate? A fishing crew off the coast of Maine just experienced something far worse. They pulled up a waterlogged ship's log from the ocean floor, pages stained crimson, with what forensics confirmed was human blood. But here's where this story gets absolutely terrifying. Every entry in that log describes events that haven't happened yet. The vessel that recovered this nightmare fuel is called the Sarah's Dream, captained by veteran fisherman Sal Rodriguez. What started as a routine trawling operation turned into something that would haunt his crew forever. Rodriguez describes the moment they hauled in their nets and found something that shouldn't exist, a leather-bound logbook, perfectly preserved despite being underwater for who knows how long. The first thing they noticed was the blood. Not rust, not algae, but actual blood that somehow remained fresh-looking despite the saltwater exposure. Marine biologists are baffled by this preservation, but the real horror began when Rodriguez opened the book and started reading the entries. Every single page detailed events happening on their ship, conversations they had just finished having, decisions they were about to make, even personal thoughts some crew members hadn't spoken aloud. The handwriting was unfamiliar, written in what appeared to be the same blood that stained the pages. Here's where your spine should start tingling. The log contained detailed descriptions of a violent storm scheduled to hit their exact coordinates in 3 days. It described how their engine would fail, how their radio would go dead, and most chilling of all, it named which crew members wouldn't survive the night. Rodriguez initially dismissed it as an elaborate hoax until the first prediction came true. The log had mentioned that crew member Jake Thompson would injure his hand on a broken winch at exactly 2:30 p.m. At 2:30 p.m. that very day, Thompson caught his hand in a snapping cable, requiring 17 stitches. The psychological terror began consuming the crew. Some refused to work, others demanded to return to shore immediately. But Rodriguez, driven by a mixture of curiosity and dread, decided to keep reading. Each page revealed more impossible knowledge about their future, written in increasingly frantic handwriting. The most disturbing entry was dated for the following Tuesday. It described a rescue operation where Coast Guard officials would find the Sarah's Dream empty, drifting aimlessly with no sign of the crew. The final entry, written in shaky letters barely legible through the blood, simply read, "They're in the water now, all of them. The log must continue its journey." As of this recording, the Sarah's Dream returned to port 2 days early. Coast Guard officials have confiscated the log for investigation, but Rodriguez and his surviving crew members refused to discuss what ultimately convinced them to abandon their fishing expedition. The question that keeps investigators awake at night is simple yet terrifying. If the log accurately predicted everything that happened to Rodriguez's crew, whose blood wrote those entries? And more importantly, which ship is currently drifting somewhere in the Atlantic, waiting to fulfill the final prophecy?